My viewers, my subscribers, good afternoon. Good afternoon. It's a rainy day here where I am, but I needed to come on and just talk to us today. All you single parents out there, all you single women, today this message is for you. But before I get into the message, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please, I'm asking you to do so. Please support us. Please support the MBP family as we continue onward and upward, as we continue on our weight loss journey, as we become stronger and better. I'm just asking you, like the video, share a video or two or more, and subscribe to the channel, please. Thank you. So first of all, my brother came in today from New York. He drove up and I got gifts. My sister-in-law, his wife, sent me another wig, people. So the one that I am going to be wearing to work, I'm going to just start digging these. She sent me a second, so now I have two of them, right? So I'm not going to open it. It's just a shake and go, equal light. And it's just a shake and go. It fits nicely. It's not heavy. It's not overwhelming. It's just beautiful. And then my sister, which is my big sister in New York, also sent me a gift. And it is just amazing that how, you forget. We stop using house phones because we have the cell phones. But I do have services for a house phone, but never bothered to replace the phones. And so she just gifted me phones so that I have another means of connecting to the world in case there's an emergency. So again, thank you, my sister, and thank you, my sister-in-law, two sisters. And they sent me love, 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 straight out of New York. So thank you, guys. And so with that said, today I want to talk to us as Black women who, it's not something that you have planned for, because I'm sure that when we have children, sometimes we say it's a mistake, and sometimes, but none of us set out there to raise children on our own. I don't think we do. I think when we talk about children, we think that two people created them. And so two people need to be there to support, to give that good balance, to make sure that the kids are not hungry and make sure that they have a roof over their heads. But today we see that that is not so. It's so easy to take the easy way out, and women, we're the ones who are left to raise these children. And so this moment, I say, stand up and take a bow. All you women out there raising the children by your own, starting another year, wondering where you're going to get the monies from to get things done. How am I going to manage? And so I'm saying to you, as I say, stand up and take a bow, I'm also asking the people who, don't be judgmental. A lot of people like to say, oh, well, if you couldn't take care of them, why you had them? But please stop doing that. And please help these parents where you can, how you can. Sometimes those of you who can afford it, you give your kids so much they don't even want it. They don't even want it. They waste food. They waste everything. And yet you have like a neighbor sitting there with absolutely nothing. So as we start this new year, guys, let us start it understanding that when you do it for children, you're doing it for children. We don't know which ones are going to become the doctors, which ones will become the carpenters. I just did a video last night and posted it on the other channel, the MBP News TV8 channel. Go over there, guys, and watch the video. It's a young kid who, at age 8, he's already making things from wood. He's right there with his father doing carpentry work. So we don't know what they're going to grow, aspire to be. But let us not sit to wonder what they're going to become, but let us help them to become somebody of worth in society. If we teach them love, we know that the heart of men are now desperately wicked. The way the gruesome murders, especially in Jamaica, the rate of people taking off people's heads and go ahead to give them multiple stabs and younger people. In our days, people were afraid of blood. You see blood and you run and you just get squirmish. Today, so many. Like they can't get enough. And they don't just one stab and run because it was a mistake. I'm afraid, oh my God, what did I do? It is stab, plop, and stab and cutting off the neck and doing all these gruesome, unheard of things. Mental health is one thing when it's not going well. But what is propelling the children to be so wicked? We have to stop and think. Is it the drinking? Is it the ability to scam people and to make money so they can buy these liquors and buy the coke and do these things so it numbs them to what they're doing? Is that the reason? Whatever the reasons are, we know that there's a problem. And we know that everybody has to come on board to fix it. And we know that a lot of times a child who is fed doesn't have to go steal from somebody. A child who is taught how to be humble and how to be satisfied is a child who will satisfy what the parents have. If you keep encouraging them to be satisfied, please be satisfied. Don't look at what anyone else has. Be comfortable with yours and let us work together to build. If I'm making the sacrifices for you to go to school, then go to school. And hopefully when you're done, you'll be able to get some kind of a work that all of us can do better. But those of you in power, you need to also support these children and create better opportunities for them. When a single mother has to go out there and work, many times their children are left unattended. If they're left unattended, they're going to be easily influenced. If they're left unattended, they get home from school, there's no food, there's nothing there for them until the mom gets home, they're going to fall into situations that will become detrimental. So let us, as communities, our little girls will be left vulnerable to be raped and sodomized and to be treated in harsh manners. That creates mental instabilities later on. So people don't watch anything. Help in your communities. A lot of you are home all day. You see the kids come in. Share what you have with them. Be the babysitter for them until their parents get home. Be the lookout for their parents so that when they come, they can be in a safe space until an adult comes to their house. They can go home and feel safe. We have to. I know that a lot of people are saying, oh, gone are the days when community helped. Nobody wants. No, we need our communities back. We need our communities back. And so as we go forth for this year and the struggles become real, it's unfortunate, like in people in America, so much resources are put into after-school programs for children. So much resources are there where people have created their nonprofit organizations so children can go to get help with homework. Children can go to play sports. Children can go to learn to play instruments or just to do other things. In Jamaica, unfortunately, the governments and the people, the private sectors who have been scraping and they live in grand lifestyles while so many are living way below the poverty level. And if only they were building proper youth centers and fitting them correctly. And so it gives the children a place where they could go after school, where they could learn to play basketball. I say basketball because I'm still, But they could learn to play. Cricket is a big thing in Jamaica, where they go out and do their track and field, where they get to learn to sew, to learn coding and all these things, to be technologically prepared to meet the markets that are here. Then my God, our kids would get a chance. If we could open up centers where people can volunteer to come teach them carpentry, masonry work, how to become an electrician, what the two wires need, the red wire, the black, whatever, how they come together, how to put a light socket up there, how to put a plug on the wall, little basic skills that the children will have developed a likeness for, and maybe later on want to do something in that field. The welders out there, Jamaica, everybody is burglar barring up and because they're looking for their safety. Can some of you volunteer some time to teach it to these young children? Taxi drivers, I know it's tough. The gas prices, the this price, the monies they charge you just to insure your vehicles. When it comes to just to get the medallion on your vehicle, not the medallion, but the license plates on your vehicles, an arm and a leg. I know they're sucking the lives out of you there in Jamaica. But you know what? You can volunteer and you can offer even 10 children a free ride in the evenings to get to and get back home from an after-school program. Guys, you got to come together to build Jamaica up. We are here, we can contribute to different projects and we can do. But you guys are there. And every little makes a muckle. Right? The pan that gets filled up with water, then one drop of water, one drop, it can overflow a riverbank. But we have to make sure that we stand up and we are taking back and we are making sure we're preparing young minds for greatness. They have it in them. They just need the support to make it come to be. So for those of you who have two parents in the home and one can do this and one can do that, please look out for the one who has just one parent and help that child. That child might become that support that you might need later on. Let us not be quick to say, well, too bad, too sad. Let us be quick to say, come guy, I'm bringing my kids to so-and-so. They're going to be part of the after-school program, or they're going to be learning music. You interested? I can sponsor. Help the single parents. And all us black, strong women, listen to me, man. Don't let anybody tell you that you're not strong. Don't cry and give up. Your setbacks is only preparing you for the comebacks. Your setback is not final. Your setbacks in life are preparing you for your comebacks. So don't you give up and give in and throw in the towel and I'm done, I'm effing done, I'm so done, I'm not. Don't you ever say those words because you're not done. Don't you give up because you have it in you to go forward and to become a woman of greatness, a woman of power. Don't underestimate your values, don't underestimate yourselves. You're filled with greatness. You've got it in you. Go make it happen. It's not easy, and nobody promises anything that's easy. It's never easy, and it's never going to be easy. The battle is for all of us to fight. Fight it with Christ beside you every day. You believe in him, you trust in him, and you challenge him. You remind him of his words when he says, I'll never leave you nor forsake you. Don't forget. Don't ever think that you're fighting alone. You challenge him and remind him every single day that, God, you promised me this. And you get out there and you fight. You don't give up, you fight. Sometimes you smile and you walk away. Don't ever be ungrateful. Whatever there is, you teach your children to be grateful, and you keep teaching it to them every single day. And when you have to cry those tears, which are going to be many, you turn your head and you shed the tears, and then you wipe your eyes and you turn back with a smile and let your child know it's going to be all right. But get up, stand up tall. Take a bow. Those of you who have fought the fight and your children have done well, take a bow, because it has never been easy. Men turn and they walk away for simple things. Oh, we can't bother with your chat too much. Oh, we can't bother with your this or that. But they never look at how can we work together for this life that we created together. And the joke is always on them that when you fight and you sacrifice and you go without a new dress and you go without a new pair of shoes and you've kept that shoes and the bottom is busted and the water is coming in and it's wetting your feet, but you close your mouth and you grit your teeth and you keep going. And when these children do well, a lot of times they can be ungrateful because now they would, oh, daddy, daddy, oh, daddy. And they're running now and they want daddy. They forget all that you have done. But don't you give up. It's okay. You did your best. Right? A lot of times when the fathers, they walk away, they start another family, and they give that family everything. While these that they left behind because you weren't pretty enough and you didn't have long straight hair and you didn't have the right skin color. And they leave these children, but guess what? The kids rise up and they do well. And then all of a sudden, the ones that they've invested in didn't do so well. With a two-parent in the house and all of that, they didn't do so well. So guess what they do? When they see you struggle and you do your best, and these that they ignored and neglected, these that went to bed many nights with nothing more than a ramen soup in water, stretched out with some dumplings in it or whatever you want to throw in it. When you cook the food with just the salt enough so they can eat it and drink water and go to bed. And when the kids, you teach them to take your book, that's how you're going to change your situation. Listen to your teacher when you go to school. And when all of that comes together and the kids have done well and they rise up, then all of a sudden here comes a creepy dad. You don't even call them dad. They're fathers, but they're not dads. Because dads, they take care of their children. A father is something who they give it a title that they have children. But it takes a dad to raise them with love and with patience and with kindness. And when times are hard, they're still hugging them and holding them close and reminding them that I am here for you. And with that assurance, these children learn to love. They learn to care about others. They learn to work hard and they learn to be successful. But those same bastards, after you've done everything, when it's time for graduation, look who wants to come to graduation. When they have given nothing, not a book, not a pencil. But they don't have a conscience, you see. And that's why they're able to get up and walk away from their family. How can you walk away from your seed? How can you let your seed beg bread? How can you go to bed and sleep at night knowing that you left some children somewhere in the country, somewhere in the garrisons, somewhere out there, there are some children who are crying right now, who needs a father figure, dad in their life. So today I say, rise up, woman, women of power, black women of power. All of you out there who have faced the struggles, are still facing the struggles, will be facing the struggles for a while yet. I say to you today, be hopeful, be strong. Don't you give up, don't you give in. Again, I say, your setbacks, It's only preparing you for a good comeback. All right? Your setback is only preparing you for those limitless opportunities that are awaiting you. Don't you give up. Don't you give up. You find hope. Every single day you wake up, you give God the glory and you remind him of his promise to you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. And when you go through the darkest nights, don't forget that he's still there with you. Remember the woman, the footprints in the sand. And when he asks, he says, why is it, Lord, that when I'm going through my toughest times, I only see one set of footprints? And the Lord said, that's the moment I lift you up and carried you through. So don't forget, people, that it might be rough. A lot of you are getting ready right now. The kids need to go back. You have to find car fare for them. You got to find lunch money for them. But it's going to be all right. It's not forever. Do the best you can do. Make the sacrifices you make. Somebody will remember. You might have 4 kids and 2 of them don't remember, but believe me, the other 2 will remember. So don't you ever worry. You have them. They're your responsibility. You love them. You guide them. Teach them to love. Kill them with love and affection. Fill their hearts and their heads with love and affection. Teach them to do hard work. Don't let them get up and sit on phones and all of that. Let them earn their credit for their phones sometimes. Let them sweep the yard like we used to do in the old days. Let them learn to rake leaves and make beds and wash dishes and scour pots. Let them be industrious and let them give them opportunities when you can. Send them to church if you need to. Have them buddy with people who can support them in where they need to go. Don't just sit home and say, I can't do. If you can't do it, there's somebody out there. Find that somebody and you sit there with them for an hour or 2 while that somebody teach them something. And you build, because in building, your whole sense of everything will change. Black women, get up. Rise up. Stop taking abuse. Stop accepting less. Stop putting yourselves down. Rise up. Whether you're educated or not, rise up. When we talk about women who contributed to history, right? Everybody jumps up and they talk about Harriet Tubman, Rosa Parks, Sojourner Truth, Mary McLeod, and they put all these names out there. And in America, they forget about Nanny in Jamaica, who did a lot as a woman. And all of you out there who are now fighting the fight, going through the struggles, they are tough struggles. It's not easy to carry a child for 9 months and then by yourself, raising them until they're 18 when they can become independent people. It's a tough job. And so I say, all of you who have made it, don't forget to help those who are coming, because each one helps one. Each one helps one. In whatever capacity we can, each one helps one. And that's how we're going to grow. And that's how we're going to become stronger and better. And that's all I'm saying to you today. Rise up. Be the best you can be. And at the end of the day, we pray that the children will call you blessed. And even if they don't, in your heart, you could smile and says, I did my best. I did my best. If you can't be good, be careful, walk good, do good, live good, and take a bow. You strong Black woman.